For years, people across Serbia have reported seeing silent, pale women dancing alone in the darkness, and those who get too close often vanish without a trace. Tonight, we uncover the chilling truth behind the Serbian dancing ladies phenomenon. Welcome to the Forbidden Files YouTube channel, where today, we dive into a topic you've been asking for, the mysterious and unsettling phenomenon known as the Serbian dancing ladies. In this episode, you'll hear how the earliest sightings began, what witnesses actually saw, and the eerie details that left entire towns on edge. Get ready for a story that refuses to let anyone walk away unchanged. It all started a few years ago, when in different corners of Serbia, usually late at night or near remote countryside roads, people began reporting strange female figures appearing out of nowhere. Witnesses described them as tall, slim silhouettes, dressed in old-fashioned clothing, long skirts and vintage jackets, almost like they stepped straight out of another century. But what truly disturbed locals wasn't their appearance, it was their behavior. These figures would simply stand motionless in the streets, parks, or abandoned buildings, and then begin to move in a slow, hypnotic dance that felt completely out of place. At first, many assumed it had to be some kind of odd performance art, or maybe individuals dealing with mental struggles, or even students pulling late-night pranks. But the more reports surfaced, the more everything pointed to something far stranger. Accounts from different towns had nearly identical descriptions, dismissing the idea that this was a coincidence. Photos and videos spread across social media showed these silent dancers just standing there, barely moving, only to suddenly begin swaying the moment someone approached them. As time passed, witnesses started noticing details that made the whole phenomenon even more disturbing. Several people claimed the dancers' faces looked pale and empty, with no clear expression, almost like their features were blurred out. Others reported an uncomfortable, intense stare that made the air feel heavy and left them frozen in fear. And perhaps the most chilling detail of all, the absolute silence surrounding these figures, a silence so unnatural it made the hair on people's necks stand up. No one ever heard these figures speak, cry out, or make any kind of sound. The only thing witnesses reported hearing was the soft rustling of wind or the natural noises of the surroundings.
Ow!
Sounds that somehow made the entire atmosphere feel even darker and more unsettling. But the real fear began when the first accounts of direct encounters with the Serbian dancing ladies surfaced. Some witnesses claimed that when they tried to get closer, the figures would slowly turn their blank, featureless faces toward them and begin moving faster, almost as if they were approaching with intent. Others described a strange sense of paralysis washing over them, a heavy, suffocating feeling that made it impossible to move while standing nearby. But the most disturbing reports are tied to people vanishing. There are several unconfirmed stories about individuals who were last seen near these dancing figures and later disappeared without a trace. Although officials have never directly linked these disappearances to the phenomena, the circumstances have fueled deep concern and endless speculation. Naturally, a mystery this bizarre and unsettling has inspired countless theories. Some believe the figures might be spirits or other supernatural entities, possibly connected to tragic events from the region's past. Others argue it could be a case of mass hysteria or a psychological ripple affecting certain communities. More rational explanations also exist. Some suggest organized prank groups or unusual social experiments. But so far, nothing has been proven, and no one has stepped forward to claim responsibility. The lack of clear evidence only thickens the fog around this mystery. The response from Serbian authorities has been cautious and vague. Although officials confirmed they are aware of the reports, no formal statements or investigation results have been made public. This silence has only intensified fear and uncertainty among locals, leaving many to wonder what might be happening behind closed doors. And then came the night of May 11th, 2024, a hot, restless evening in the city of Kraljevo, Serbia. Nikola Kristic and Mia Petrovic were returning home after celebrating a family event. Taxis kept mysteriously canceling their rides, leaving the couple with no option but to walk. As they moved through dim, quiet streets, they heard a strange rhythmic sound, something that resembled sharp, high-heeled footsteps echoing against the pavement. The sound was coming from the darkest corner of a narrow alley, where beneath a single flickering street lamp, they saw her. A woman dressed in an old black coat and a headscarf. Her movements were stiff and unnatural, jerking in a way that produced a hypnotic rhythm. Mia immediately recognized what she was seeing. The figure matched countless descriptions of the legendary dancing lady, the woman people claimed to encounter before vanishing without a trace. Nikola tried to stay calm, convincing himself it was just someone acting strangely. But Mia was frozen in place. Suddenly, the dancing lady stopped moving, and even though her face was hidden, they felt as though she was staring directly at them. The silence became overwhelming, pressing down on them like a weight. Then the woman began to approach slowly, mechanically, each step measured and unnatural. Nikola grabbed Mia, desperately trying to pull her away. "Run!" he shouted, but Mia's eyes had turned blank, empty, as if something had taken hold of her mind. The dancing lady moved faster now, and the sharp tapping of her heels grew louder, almost deafening. The last thing Nikola remembered was the terror on Mia's face as the dark silhouette loomed over her, blotting out the light. Moments later, Nikola regained consciousness. He was lying alone on the asphalt. Mia was gone. All that remained was an empty street, an overturned trash bin, and the flickering street lamp casting broken shadows. The air carried a strange scent, sweet yet unsettling. Nikola immediately contacted the police. Officers found no footprints, no evidence, no camera footage. Every surveillance camera nearby had been mysteriously damaged. They dismissed Nikola's account as shock, stress, or hallucination. But Nikola knew what he saw. He knew what took Mia. Since that night, the residents of Kraljevo have avoided the alley entirely, treating it almost like forbidden ground. Some locals claim that on windless evenings, when the city sinks into silence, they can still hear those faint rhythmic footsteps echoing somewhere far off, as if someone is dancing just beyond the edge of the darkness, quietly waiting for another unsuspecting soul. And the most chilling part, Mia Petrovic has never been found. There's no remains, no clothing, no objects, not even a single confirmed trace. It's as if she was simply erased from reality. Her disappearance became one of the most disturbing entries in a growing collection of encounters linked to the Serbian dancing ladies phenomenon. And while Nikola survived, he was never the same. Friends say he stopped leaving his home after sunset, avoided narrow streets, and refused to walk past flickering streetlights. He claimed that at night he sometimes heard tapping sounds outside his window, slow at first, then gradually faster, as if something was searching for him. Authorities dismissed his statements as trauma, but Nikola insists the footsteps were real. Local folklore researchers note that stories of dancing women appear in Serbian legends going back generations. These figures were often described as silent, pale, and moving in unnatural ways, omens of misfortune or spirits tied to unresolved tragedies. Some villagers believe the modern sightings are echoes of these ancient tales resurfacing in a new form. Others insist the phenomenon is something entirely different, an unknown presence that mimics humanity but is not human at all. Even today, no official explanation has been given. Serbian authorities refuse to confirm any investigations, and when asked directly about the dancing ladies, officials either change the subject or deny involvement altogether. This silence has sparked even darker theories, rumors that the government knows more than it admits, or that certain areas have quietly been marked as no-go zones after sundown. Residents whisper that police patrols in rural regions have increased at night, though no one will publicly discuss why. What remains undeniable is this: across Serbia, sightings continue. Shadowy figures appearing beneath old street lamps. Silent women standing motionless at bus stops after midnight. Reports of people hearing footsteps behind them, only to turn and see no one. In some towns, locals claim the phenomenon spreads in waves, weeks of nothing, followed by a surge of sightings that plunge entire neighborhoods into fear. So now the question becomes yours. Do you believe the Serbian dancing ladies are merely strange coincidences? Urban legends fueled by social media? A psychological chain reaction sparked by fear? Or is there something else walking these roads late at night? Something watching, waiting, and choosing who sees it? Share your thoughts in the comments below. You can also suggest the next topic you'd like to see explored here on Forbidden Files. Thank you for watching. Your support helps us continue uncovering hidden stories, mysterious events, and unsettling phenomena from around the world. If you'd like to contribute to the growth of our channel, you can do so through the Contribute platform or by using YouTube's Thanks feature. Your help allows us to expand our projects, upgrade our research, and continue exploring the unknown. Let's keep discovering the secrets of our strange, unpredictable world together, here on Forbidden Files.